We just spent a week in New England embracing all that fall in the Boston area has to offer. Historic sights, peak autumn colors, delicious food, and feeling like you're a part of living history. But no matter how good a trip is, nothing feels quite like being back in your own kitchen, your own rhythm, and your own cozy little world again. Our trip to New England was such a dream. We have family that lives out that way, so we were able to stay and visit with them. The trees were just at their prime, and the air had that crisp, golden feel to it. And every town that we visited had some sort of historic significance and looked like it belonged out of a storybook. We spent one of the days wandering around and exploring downtown Boston, going in and out of all the little shops and restaurants and picking up lots of treats and coffee along the way. We did so much on this trip. We went to apple orchards and museums. We went shopping and carved pumpkins and took the kids trick-or-treating on Halloween and spent so much quality time together as a family. But one of my favorite parts by far was visiting the Orchard House, Louisa May Alcott's home where she wrote Little Women. Standing there in her own home surrounded by her words made me think a lot about what it means to create beauty in ordinary life and how much inspiration can come from simply just being home.
It's actually Marmie's original breadboard, Marmie being Abigail May Alcott.
I've always been a very big reader, and historical fiction is one of my favorite things to read. Anne of Green Gables, Little House on the Prairie, Little Women, any of those stories that feel like you are transporting back in time and getting a front row seat into what life was like at that time. And especially because I feel like these authors feel like kindred spirits to how I view life now in the 21st century. Where we live in the Midwest, we have a huge influence of Native American culture and the pioneer spirit. But it was really cool to come out to the East Coast and see what it was like in colonial America. A different time period, different skills, and a whole different world than where we live. We spent one last morning by the harbor and then packed up and headed home, ready to get back into our own rhythm and our own life again. I have to apologize a little bit for my voice because naturally, traveling with small children, you pick up just about every germ along the way, so we are all recovering from colds right now. So after making myself about the 100th cup of tea, it was time to start unpacking. I always feel so much better when everything is washed and folded and put away. I find it really therapeutic to hear the sound of the laundry going, the floors being swept, and things slowly coming back into order. It's like a little reset before real life and the holidays pick back up. After being away for a week, we were in desperate need for a grocery restock. We needed fresh produce and cooking staples and a few cozy things to ease back into the week. It felt so nice to get everything restocked and put away and feeling like the house was coming back together again. Going on vacation is all about embracing where you're at and splurging on those fun little meals and treats that you can't get anywhere else. But we were definitely ready to have some home-cooked meals again. It's funny how when you're gone and the house is empty, you expect to come back with no work to do, but there always seems to be a mountain of tasks in front of you. The house needed a good cleaning. I wanted to strip and wash all of the bedding, and it was time to put away the mountain of laundry that belongs to 4 people after being gone for a week. Time and time again, I'm reminded of how much of a homebody I really am. I love going on trips. I love visiting family and seeing new parts of the country and the world, but truly for me, nothing beats being at home in my own space with my own family. I will say this though, as much work as I know it is to pack up and travel with your kids across the country, throw them out of their routines, and take on the daunting task of bringing everything back home and unpacking, those types of memories are so priceless, especially if you get to share them with family and watch your kids firsthand experience the same memories that you got to experience growing up too. Once everything was clean and tucked away, I wanted to get started on dinner. Roasted chicken and mashed potatoes is one of our favorite staple meals. It's simple and easy and leaves us with a ton of leftovers. Plus, I always make a point to reserve the bones to use to make a bone broth the following day for a second meal. If you've never tried spatchcocking a chicken before, I highly recommend it. It cooks up beautifully and all of the meat is tender and juicy without being dried out. By the end of the day, the house felt settled again. Dinner was done and the candles were lit. And these are the moments that I love most, when the day winds down and you can just be home. Coming back always reminds me how much I love the peace that lives in the ordinary, in laundry, in dinner, in the quiet evenings by the fire. So if you love cozy homemaking and the rhythm of everyday life, I would love for you to subscribe and follow along here on Home on Hickory Lane. Thank you so much for being here. It is so good to be home again.